Go wash your face.
No, shut up, PR.
Go wash your face.
Well, putting up my...
Hey, y'all.
Touchdown!
Yay. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I'm a minute early, so I gotta find the comments. Hi, sweet pea.
Boom!
I'm sorry, y'all. It's Saturday, so you might have to listen to my husband a little bit. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Okay, I'm having trouble getting my comments to come up. Hi! Really, Facebook? Can you not do that? Groups? Here, let me just try searching. Whoops. There it is. Hey, hey! How are y'all tonight? Y'all, I am so sorry I was a mess yesterday. I was just not feeling good at all. I had a horrible migraine. I don't know what that was all about. But we're going to do a Christmas tree topper. And I know I'm early. So we'll give my face to recognize that I'm live. And we're going to be using some Sam's ribbon because, y'all, Sam's ribbon is the best thing if you're going to do stuff like this because, of course, the cost is so much less on the Sam's ribbon, right? Yay! Okay, come on, Facebook. Come up. I might have to pull them up over here. No, my iPad isn't wanting to work. Okay. Okay. So I got some of these. Some of these are from this year and some are from last year. I think this one is from last year, although I think they might still have this one. This is this year's. This is this year's. This is last year's. I'm pretty sure I saw this one again. Okay. Hi, sweet. All right. So let's give everybody a chance. Come on, iPad, work. All right, let's just pull it up over here. Because it's going to be difficult today. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's turn the sound off. Pull the comments up. There we go. Now I can see. Hi. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Rhea. Cecilia. How are y'all tonight? Awesome. All right, so we're going to be doing a Christmas tree topper tonight because I've been wanting to do one of these. And I wanted to show y'all kind of what I do when I make Christmas tree toppers. Okay, I don't know where my spool holder is. Where is my spool holder? Oh, there it is. Hold on. Okay. I got my spool holder. Alrighty. And we're going to do the cheat, of course. Let's see. Do I want it to come? Yeah, I want it to come this way. Okay. Hi. Alright, so I want them to come out this way. So when I load them on, I'll have them all come out in the same direction. what we're going to do, and I don't know, how many of y'all have made these before? Sorry, that's Mari. Hi. So how many of y'all have made these before? Have you made any of the tree toppers? So I like to use these. This is the mailbox swag. You can call it a rail. But what I like to do is I like to bend it just like this. Okay? And this is going to be our Christmas tree topper. So the reason I like to do it this way is because these ties are already on it. And these two, or these four, can be used directly on the tree to tie it on. Okay? They can also use any of these to tie it on the tree. So it just makes it a little bit nicer for the customer. So they have several points they can tie it on the tree. You want to make sure that it's even and that it's sitting well. So you might have to kind of move it around a little. This, I think, needs to come down a little bit more. There we go. It just makes putting it together a little bit easier. This isn't really necessary for the tree part. It just makes it a little easier as you're working with it. Okay, so I do this, and what we're going to do is we're going to tie some styrofoam right on the top. Now we have several choices. You can use little blocks like this and tie it on, okay, like here. Alright, but I wanted to tell y'all, so what I like to do is I like to get them in these giant pieces like this. You can get these at Sam's, and it's a lot cheaper to get this whole sheet than it is to get these little pieces. So what I generally do, I'll just kind of move all this around. So what I usually do is I will take it like this, and I will set it upside down, and I will score it just like that, so I know what big a piece I need. And then I'm gonna take my scissors, I'm gonna score down the sheet, and I'm gonna take it on that edge, and I'm gonna pop it off. I'm sorry, I know that's loud. I'm sorry, Bella, it's okay. Alright, so it's that easy to get a piece cut. And then what we'll do is we're going to take it, and we're going to score it again, right there. Same thing. So all you have to do is score it and pop it off. Honestly, it is so much less money if you do it this way. Hey, Mama! Alright, so I have to tell y'all something funny. So my sister-in-law came Friday night. Y'all know I was not well Friday night. I felt bad because I really didn't spend any time with her, but while I was sick in bed, she was shopping my wreaths, y'all. She took like 3 wreaths home and a bow and ordered a couple other things. Alright, so what I want to do is kind of score the edges so I can get it inside that little loop right there. And then we're going to take a couple zip ties. Let's see. Nope, wrong way. We're going to tie them together. And then we're going to tie them around here. We just want to make sure this stays on. So, you're not going to see any of this. But all you're doing is ensuring this piece is going to stay on. If you do this, it makes it a lot easier. Hi, Johnny. Alright, there we go. So the top of our topper is going to be this. Look at this cute little guy. I got this at Sims, y'all. So let me tell you the number. WF363. It's a 15.5 glitter snowman. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some sticks and we're going to put it in the top of his head, and we're going to put it in the top of this. So that's how we get our bow topper to stay. There we go. So I just want to kind of get this in the middle. There we go. Alright, so we have this ready. Now the reason that you want to do it like this is because the customer can get it. I brought a tiny little tree up. This is not the best example, but I just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what it looks like. Hey Rita! Hey Susan! Alright. Hey Maggie! So if you take your tree out, this tree is a small tree, but we're going to be able to at least see what I mean. Okay. So when you have like a craft fair or something, this is an excellent thing to do. Get one of these really inexpensive small trees.
Look at him go, look at him go.
There we go. Alright, so just look at this. That's weird. I must have pulled that out. No. Yeah, I did. Alright, so if you look at this tree, let me just show you. If you take this and you put it on top, do you see how much easier it is to keep it right on the top? And then you tie it in like this. So you can give them instructions on how you tie this in. But this makes an excellent... Okay, so let's just set this aside for now.
Throw it. Oh! Oh!
I'm sorry, y'all. Honey, can you close your door? Can you close the door? He doesn't hear me. He's too busy watching. So what we're going to do is we're going to make the bow. The bow's going to go on here. We're going to take this. We're going to put little sticks in here, and we're going to glue it down into this base. So having this base just makes it easier to kind of get things around your bow. So we'll set that aside for now. Let's get our glue going. Whew. I'm already hot and we just started. I will tell you the best way to make a bow topper is with the Pro Bow. It just makes it a lot easier, because when you're dealing with a bunch of ribbons all at one time, it kind of makes it easier if you will use something like the Pro Bow. So we're going to move everything out of the way. Hey, sweet girl. And we're going to use our Pro Bow. So what I want to do is I want to pull out the green and red colors in here. So I'm going to make this a little bit more traditional. Hi! And if you wanted to make it, like if you wanted to have a little bit more of the black and white in there, you could. But we're going to kind of go with traditional colors, because I have a lot of non-traditional right now. So I have 3 2.5 inch ribbons. You can do more. I would do at least 3. Okay. So you pinch it, okay, and you're going to take your wire. Hold on, let me get my wire. I want my thicker wire, so let's see if we can find that. What is this? That's 26. That's 26. What the hell did I do with my thicker wire? Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is this 18 gauge? 20 gauge. Okay, so this is 20 gauge wire. So you want the thicker wire, and you want at least, let's do like maybe 28 inches.
Oh my God.
Okay, and I have to tell y'all, whoop, I'm going to be putting this video on YouTube so y'all know, so I can promote our group a little bit. It's not going to be something I do very often, but every once in a while I will put something on there just to advertise our group. Okay, so you cut 2 pieces at 28 inches. Drop that in there. And I'm going to be adding some new stuff to the group just so y'all know. I was thinking about adding some designs for Cricut and signs. I'd really like y'all's opinion on that. Alright, so you're going to take your wires. You have to have 2 wires. When you're using the Pro Bow, it's just a better way to do it. Okay. I like to bend my wires in half. The first wire, and I don't want you to worry about your tails right now. Okay. There we go. First wire you're going to take, and you're going to load it right on to your wire. Give it a good twist so it is really on there. And you're going to load it onto your Pro Bow. You want this top wire to be up towards the top and leave a piece sticking out. If you don't, it's going to be a lot harder to get it off later. The bottom one, you want to twirl it around this bottom piece and then put it underneath. You're going to do a lot better if you have that piece tucked out of the way. So what I usually do is pull it so it's sticking up here and I know it's there. You want to keep your 3 ribbons together like this. Now you don't have to do the middle peg if you don't want to. It's really a choice. But one thing that's good is to pull your ribbons out and make sure you're not constantly trying to get play in your ribbons. You want to pinch them up just like that. You're going to take the second wire and you're going to kind of go behind this first set of ribbons, just right down in between these 2 ribbons like that, and you're going to shimmy it out until it is right here. What you're going to do is you're going to twist that, and this is going to be essentially your guide wire. Okay, so every time you get to the center, and you can put those up there, you're going to twist your ribbon, keep all 3 together, keep them going in the same direction. So what you want to do on this is take your time. Do not feel rushed. Just keep all 3 together. This is going to save you a ton of time when you're making this. Okay, pinch it up, twist, and that's where this little, I call it the friendly helper. People call it lots of different things. I think Amanda calls it the boyfriend. I call it the friendly helper. So keep your 3 together. like this, in line. Okay, go around your next one. Remember, take your time. Get back to the center and pinch. Go around this next one. And I am doing this backwards so you can see what I'm doing. Hey, Katie! Alright, so go back to the center. Now, if you want to use this little friendly helper every time, that's okay. You can, or you don't have to. Remember, keep lots of ribbon out. That really makes a big difference because it keeps everything flowing nicely. Alright, so go around this one. And it's a little bit awkward because I'm doing it upside down, but it makes it easier for y'all to see. Back to the center. Pinch. And if your hands get tired of holding the center, you can always use that friendly helper and tie it one good time. So what that does is that keeps it all in the center, and then you don't have to worry about it getting out of line. Okay, so again, next peg, back to the center. I'm sorry, I know it's getting away a little bit. Pinch. So see, you have one wire up and one wire down. You hear my husband in there? It's so funny. Alright. Next one. See, I'm keeping all three facing the direction, the front direction, like that. Can you see? Okay. This is like writing upside down when you were in school. Okay. So if you can hold it in the middle, you don't have to keep putting that wire down. But if you can't, keep putting that wire down. Keep just putting that friendly helper down. Because what that does is that helps keep everything in the center in line. I probably should have put this all on the other side. So see, you get back to the center. Make sure everything is still facing the front. Like this. Then you're going to pinch it and twist it. And let's do a good twist here. Okay. Alright, and then around the next peg. Back to the center. Pinch. And you want to try to make it a nice clean pinch. That really helps. To keep your ribbons going nicely. The biggest thing is getting enough. Now how do we do that? Do we miss one? We missed one. I knew that looked funny. Hold on. We gotta fix this. This is what happens when you go upside down. Okay, here we go. Back to the center. Pinch. Twist. As long as you're going nice and slow, you will get everything going correctly. The biggest thing about the Pro Bow is to take your time, especially when you're working with several ribbons. Keep them in line. So pinch, twist. Let's do our up and down. And when you're doing the tree topper, you definitely want to go all the way to the last row, which is F. Because you want that bow to be large. Large and in charge. Okay? Okay? right back to the center, pinch, twist, right there. Around that last peg, back to the center. Make sure your ribbons stay in line. I am so hot, y'all. I have been packing kits today. So we packed like 78 kits. So I'm hot. Alright, so we're going to cut these. Tails, but we're going to make longer tails. Now, here's the thing. You want your tails to be as long as you want them to be, or your customer wants them to be. Now, once you have all of this, you have your up and down wire here. You have your bottom wire. You want to untie that. Try to get that out. Then this one, remember how I told you to keep it at the top and hold this little wire up? Untwist that. You want your thicker wire when you're working with this. What I like to do is put the two wires together and twist them. Now, take this middle piece out, and then the whole thing comes out pretty easily. If you take that middle piece out, it's like a breeze after that. Otherwise, you're fighting with it. So remember, you got to do it on the F. Okay. Now, whoop, that's not the right one. Okay. Oh, I got to pull out my fluff box. Been a while since I used my fluff box. Okay. You want to pull this. I like to take my wires and just twist them on nice and tight. Just like that. Okay? So you're going to end up with that. Carson, I think you twisted it a little much, buddy. Carson was in here playing with my thing earlier. Okay, so you want to slip it under. Yeah, it really tightens it. Slip it under the hook. Okay, seriously. And then there is a nail there. We're going to put it there. Now when you're working with these bows, especially ones these large, you always want to start at the bottom. So remember, when you're working on the Pro Bow, everything goes a ½ inch. So this is a ½ inch larger than this, then this, then this, then this, then this. So that way, if you're trying to do it without the Pro Bow, you kind of know what you need to do. So ½ inch. All right. Let's see. Just kind of give you an idea. Oh. So let's see. From the first one is 10 inches. So this one is like 9.5, 9, 8.5, 8, 7.5, and 7. Just so you kind of know what those measurements are. Woo! I knocked my thing off. No worries. Sorry, it hit my little power strand. Okay. So now we have our bow here. Y'all know I'm such a klutz. So I like to work from the bottom, and I'll pull it, and I'm going to pull it too. So you pull them tight, pull them out, and you want to pull separate ones. Okay? So we don't want the same ones next to each other. So like that. Yeah, that was my glue pot. But it's all good, y'all. Okay. So same thing. I'm pulling them. Remember, if they're tight in there, take it and kind of twist it. And that'll break that little piece loose from the center. Okay. Just like that. So this makes a very large bow. And that's what you want, right, when you're doing these. I just keep going back and forth on each side, pulling them out, trying to make sure I'm not pulling the same one overboard. I know, right? Y'all, it's funny. That Pro Bow is so heavy. I just kind of set it near the cord and it pulled it over. There we go. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have the same ones. Okay. Okay. We're getting close. Let's put this one up here. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Look how big that bow is. Alrighty. Now I like to do the center one. You don't have to do the center one. It's really up to what you like. I'm not going to do a whole lot of fluffing right now because we're going to have to put it on this piece and then we're going to have to fluff. Alright. So we'll take it off here. Alright. We can move our fluff box. And the Pro Bow so it doesn't knock anything else over. Believe it or not, there's hardly any glue on the floor. I have something over the carpet though. Alright. I honestly only use the Pro Bow if I am making a bow that is this large. If I'm not making a bow this large, I'm not using it. You know what I'm saying? I agree. It is kind of a pain. So now I'm going to take my wires and I'm going to separate them. I'm going to take the larger wires. Okay. And I'm going to tie it right around the bottom of this. And you want it on there tight. You don't want it coming loose. And I will show you what I do. Okay. I will also take, you can either call it a greening pin or a floral pin. And I will push that in. Alright, so that's where we are so far. Okay. I want there to still be a tiny bit of play in here because we may have to adjust it as we put in our Santa. So I'm just taking my pliers and pulling it pretty tight. Okay, like that. Then I'll put my little greening pin back in. And I'll use my pliers to put it in tight because it'll burn the crud out of my fingers. Alright, there we go. Alright, so here's the tricky part. I like to do this next part next. Okay, let's get some of this off. Here is our little head, and we kind of want to nestle him right inside our bows, like this. So I'll kind of pull these over a little bit so we're not smashing too much. Here's the way I like to do it. So you have several options. You can get these wooden dowels. I don't know if these are long enough, but let's see. I think it's a little bit better if you use the dowels. Y'all, it's hot here. It's hot here. It might be cold up there, but it is not cold here. Besides, I've been packing kits all day. Alright, let's see if this is long enough. So what you have to do is you take and you kind of move it this side. You find the edge. Let's see. Is that going to be big enough? Maybe. It's not going to go in very far though. I think these might be a little too small. Here we go. Are these the same size? I think these are all the same size. Yep. So we'll use we're going to use these. I have a whole drawer full. I try to use the dowels when I can just because they're a little bit thicker. Is this the same size? Yeah. Looks like I only have one of the long one. Do I only have one of the long one? Hold on. It looks like I only have one of the long one. Strange. Okay. So we might use some of the dowels after all. So what you want to do is you want to take them, get some glue on the end, alright, like this, and then you want to move, this is why we still want a little bit of play in our ribbon. Move it back and punch it in to the corner, like that, okay? You see that? We're going to do all four corners. Okay. Yeah, see, these are the thicker ones. This is, let's see what it says. 6-inch, 15.2. Okay. Alright. I just kind of like to do this step before, and then I can kind of pull my bow around it. There's no sense in fluffing until you get this part done. What? What do you mean you just got a message that your Facebook has been unpublished? That could be a scam. Where did you get the message from? Y'all be careful when you get those weird messages that it's not a scam, because there's lots of them out there. Did it come to your messenger or did it come to your email? Alright, so last one. Okay. Alright, now you have to kind of move your ribbons around so that you kind of camouflage. I'm sorry, I know this makes a total mess out of your bow when you first do it, but you can straighten it. Sometimes I wonder if I should fluff it before I get it on here, but it's so much easier to fluff it on the fluff box than it is to fluff it on here.
Touchdown.
But you have to kind of get the bow moved around your pieces like that. And I want my pins to kind of come in like this because there. This is the kind of challenging part. All right. So what I usually do is I'm going to take a long piece. I'm going to get some glue on it. Now if you have a gun, use that. But I don't like to use my glue gun around my ribbon because I don't want it to get on my ribbon. So I'm generally pretty scary about doing that. Nervous, I guess is the word I should use. There we go. So I'll get it on the edges like that. Keep my ribbon out of the way. See if I can put one final one in the center. Okay. It's on your page. Really? Is that what my husband's in there doing? He really has no interest in it. They're just watching something. Okay. So then you take this part. Oh man, I still got the tag on it. Okay. And then we have to get all these pieces inside the head. I'm telling you, this is the hardest part to me. If you have any trouble, it's good to use an awl to get it in there. But I want it to be, whoop, these two are missing. Okay. And this is styrofoam, so it should, I'm telling you, this is the worst part.
Alright, am I being too loud?
No, you're okay, honey. He won't. There. All right. Woo. Okay. Now that we have it on there, we'll start fluffing it back out. Because what a mess it makes. Right? Okay. I want it to be able to stand on its own. So let's see. Okay. Let's start fluffing these out. You may have to pull some through your little picks. Move them around. I promise it looks like a mess now, but it won't when we're done. I think it's kind of easier if you can put it on a tree at this point, but I didn't have one I could pull up here, so we just have to kind of do. There. We got it going now. Here we go. Now we're fluffing out. So all you want to do is kind of get your things up to cover up any of those little sticks. Just fluff it all around it. We're going to put some more tails in, so don't worry too much about those. There we go. That's looking a lot better. Okay. There! Much better! Now he looks like a snowman again. Alright. I want to make sure that I have him seated in there properly. So I'm going to push a little bit more. There we go. Okay. Yay! Alright, there we go. So you always want to make sure you got them in there really well. Okay. Much better! Okay. So much easier with a tree. I'm used to doing this on a tree. I wonder if I could make... Oh no! Don't smash our bow. Alright, so now we're going to start putting in our picks. Okay? Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all. So this base, you can also use one of the grave saddles. Those work really well too. That's a little better. It's not very balanced. The grave saddles work really well too. So when I take this to my show, what I'll do is I'll have a small tree and I will put this right on top of the small tree. So the reason that I like to put the foam in there is because, let's just see if we can get this tree going, because I need something to hold it up. Okay. Oh, let's put it over that. It's holding it. That's funny. Okay. And Sims has these little trees. They're pretty inexpensive. I can't remember how much it was, but it was inexpensive. Okay. This thing. Go in. I should have put this together beforehand. I think I'm going to have to get out the little kit that you gave me, Johnny. Alright. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. We're just going to kind of hammer that in. There. Now. Alright, so I'm not really worried about what the tree looks like. I just want it to hold our head. Okay. So when it's on the tree, like this, so you strap it in using these little picks. Okay. And I'm going to put it down and you'll be able to see what I'm doing. But for right now, I kind of want to get it strapped on. Okay. Weird. Okay. So you want to evenly distribute the weight. That's what helps keep it Now, of course, it wouldn't be on a small tree, but, you know, that's what we got. There we go. All right. Now we can kind of see what we're doing. It's just too heavy for this small tree. Okay. We'll just hold it. One of my picks came out. There we go. Alright. Maybe if I put it in my chair. Let's try that. This would be much better if we had a real size tree, but it just won't. There we go. Okay, I think I got it. We're going to balance it. It works great on a regular size tree, but on a tiny little tree, not so much. Okay. Okay, hold on, I see the problem. This is what happened, y'all. Okay. When I knocked it over, all my little picks came out. Hold on. Alright, so what I want you to see is, it doesn't go in this little head very well. So, get your awl out and stick it in there and make a hole for it. Like this. Okay. There we go. Then we'll stick that in there. Then we'll put it back in the piece. Okay. Oh, much better. These are not easy to make, but they are worth it, I promise. If you do it this way, it will last forever. Whoops. That was me. Okay, let's see if we got it. Ha-ha! We got it. Okay. And I smashed the bow again. Hold on, I'm just putting this piece back in. There. Alright, now we got it. Finally! Alright, refluff the bow. And then we're going to put our picks in. If you don't spend the right amount of time on putting the head in properly, well, then you get what we got. Which is absolutely known as a mess. However, it's all good now. We got it. There. Now we got it. Okay. Much better. It's easy to refluff the bow. It's much harder to get that head in there correctly. Okay. Sometimes I think the graveside saddles are a little bit easier to do, but just depends on what you're more comfortable with. There. Okay. Now, so what I like to do is I like to take picks, and I wanted to show you, you could also do little feet at the top instead of like a snowman head, or with some little things. Everybody struggles. Okay, these can be really challenging, I won't lie. It's getting the head on there correctly. The bow is so easy. It's the head. If you don't get the head on just right, then everything won't sit properly, and it just makes a mess, as you can tell. Alright, so what I like to do is take different picks, and I will, y'all know I like to separate picks. See, now it's good. Okay. I like to kind of put everything downwards like this, because remember, that's how it's going to be on the tree. So I'll take it, put a little glue in it, and I'm going to stick it behind the bow and run it right into that styrofoam. So that's why we have the styrofoam in there, so that you can place it in the styrofoam. It makes it a little bit easier. You can also add extra tails. See, now it's all good. The snowman head came from Sim's Pottery. We're going to put some more tails in it too. So see, this looks really cute, kind of hanging down. However, you want some more tails. So I will take my tails like this. Hey, Melissa, I didn't see you on here. Okay, so we're going to cut about a yard of the ribbon. We'll do a couple of those. Okay, let's see, about a yard. Here we go. Hey, sweetie. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick them. So we'll take the 3. I used a rail with some styrofoam on it. So then you just take them, pinch them together. Just make sure it's pinched well. See. If it doesn't look like it's tight, what I'll do is take a little wire and just kind of tie some wire around it. Picks are better for this than the wooden pieces. Yeah, I just took a rail and I just put a piece of styrofoam in it. Alright. So then you want to take this and get down to your styrofoam and just stick it in. Alright, so then when you put it on a tree, it hangs down. Alright, let's do the other one. And when you're doing it, make sure that all your patterns are going the correct way. You can do as many sets of these as you want. I think we might do 4. Okay. Alright, let's use more more wire. To me, this is just like it's like a protection. It's like using the awe so that you don't end up with your head falling off. That's funny. Okay, so we got our second set, like this. I think Katie's doing a tree at her event. So the reason I like to use a rail is because it has more ties on it already, and it gives the customer more things to tie it into their tree with. So that's why I kind of like the rail. You don't have to add additional stuff onto it. It's like already there, right? Okay, so we've got 2. Okay. Let's do 2 more. As soon as I get my tree out, I will put it on there and show y'all what it looks like. Yeah, you sure could. I've done many with just the bow, just the big bow, but these are pretty popular right now, like the Santa heads and the little ears and, I mean legs, I said ears. The little legs. Okay. Got these. Okay. I know you saw, I know you did a tree. I saw some of it. I didn't get to see the bow topper though. But I know you had one on there. Okay. So here's number 3. Okay, let's see. We've got one there, one there. So we need to do this side and the front. Okay. So a lot of people like to put ribbons on their tree, and this just kind of gets them started, right? They don't have to do as much. There. Okay, now let's start putting in our picks. Okay. Oh, I was going to show you too, you could also do one of these hats. So see, one of these hats, you could put a little styrofoam in here and plant it down inside the bow. That would be cute. Alright. Let's start adding picks. Why is it that you constantly have to refluff bows? Just part of it. Part of what you do. Okay. There we go. I have these adorable things. So y'all, my sister-in-law came. I think I told y'all that. And she went home with some of my stuff. She saw these and she went home with a set of them. It's a good thing I bought extra. I know, isn't he cute? It's much easier to get it straight when you have it on a tree. Right now it's just kind of hanging, but okay. These are so cute. They're little marshmallows. So we're going to have some of those coming out. And these are pretty nice, but I'm going to go ahead and pick them just because I don't want there to be any chance that they could fall out. And what I'll do is I will kind of bend it, and I will come up towards the top, put it in, and just kind of have it draping over like this, like that. Okay, do this one. Okay. Okay, I know, me too, right? I love these things. These things are the bomb. I like to kind of come in on the top when I'm doing the picks because I don't want them to droop too low. I want some low, but I want some kind of high coming from the top. So you can see that. We'll do a tree too, but maybe we'll do a tree with this topper on it. Yeah. Oh, there's that little marshmallow. Okay, let's do this one. So these are kind of, the ends of them are not very strong. They're kind of flimsy. So that's why I'm picking them. Okay, we're going to put one in the back. Going to kind of bend it over. I'm just going to move my ribbon around. I'm trying to make sure I don't get the glue on the ribbon. Alright. There it is. Okay. If you get the glue on your ribbon, it's really a struggle to fluff it out properly, so work real hard to keep it away from the ribbon. Okay. Alright, let's get some more in. I've got these curly things, but I think we're going to keep those. These, I wanted to show you this in case you wanted to do something like the little legs. See, they have cute little picks like this. They have these at Sims. It's XP3701. These I got from Carolina Pottery, but they have something similar at Sims. They also have this. I thought this would be super cute if you put it like on the top and had the legs like hanging out like this. So this has a little hook, and you could tie that down into your bow, and that would be super cute. Okay. Then we have these. Okay. Alright, so we'll take this. This is, let's see, is this from Sims? Yep, XP3647. Okay. What did I do with my scissors? I will use this. There we go. Alright. So I want to put this together. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that. So I'll pick this whole thing together. And remember, you kind of want it bending down so that you can get it going downwards. Find your styrofoam. I think this just holds it better than trying to glue it to the ribbon because you're using kind of heavier picks when you're doing these. So, there you go. Alright. Two more picks. So see, you can take a whole one of these, make it into a couple of picks. Okay. Alright, let's see where we need it. Maybe right here. There we go. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. So we gotta do something on this side. This side over here is looking sad. All we have is the little bit of marshmallow. So we have this part. We can cut off. I need my good one. Oh, they're there. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. Don't worry too much about fluffing it until you're done, because it's just kind of a waste of time until you're done. All right. Let's do a little bit in the back. I have another one of these. I think this one's really cute. So let's do some of that one. This one came from Carolina Pottery. I like it. It has all these little things in it. Okay, so we'll try to get several different ones, and it has these curly cues which we can kind of pull out. Okay, up it goes. There we go. Bend it. Let's see, where could we put this? We're gonna put it over here on. Whoop! Our pick got caught in our mesh roller. Okay. There we go. We're just about done. You don't want so much in there that it's gonna look crazy, but you want some. Okay. We're gonna put it on our little sad tree over here in a minute and see what it looks like. I just sort of ran out of time to go find our tree. Okay. I'm gonna put something, see if I can get it up here. There we go. Okay. There we go. Just trying to make sure I don't have ribbons next to each other. Yeah. Alright, now let's see if we can refluff a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Hey, honey. John? Are you busy? Maybe I can get Ross to come out. Ross! There we go. Alright, we got that side fluff. Let's work on this side. Okay. Let's put this one over there. Ross! Could you come help me for a second, Sweet Pea?
Yeah.
Alright, I need you to do something for me.
Mm-hmm.
What did I do with that tree? Okay. I need you to hold this tree for a minute, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Kind of pull it down just a little bit, like here. I want you to see what it looks like on a tree.
Okay.
Okay. So you can get an idea of what it looks like on a tree. So you can take these and you pinch them up like that. So you see how the little drapey things look? And you take these and you just pinch them and put them in the tree like that. So then you have some small ones coming out. Alright, let's turn it around the back. Then we have these in the back. You take these and you pinch them up and you do like that. Alright. Thank you, sweetie.
You're welcome.
You can put it down now. I wanted just y'all to see what it looks like in a tree. Because it's kind of hard to see with it on my table like this. I think, though, we need one more set of tails. Or maybe even two on these sides. Okay. I like there to be lots of tails. Because I kind of think, oh my gosh, there's my scissors. I think it makes it look pretty. Okay, here we go. We're going to do two more of the long tails. Okay. So when I do them at my show, they'll be on a bigger tree, so you can see what it looks like. All right. Okay, so just take them. Hey, Casey. All right. Yeah, you missed the total mess we had earlier. That was fun. The whole head fell off. It was kind of funny. Okay. So just twist it around. Alright. A little bit of glue. Alright, I want it right here. So right in there. Okay. And the last one. Oh, he looks so cute. Look at that. Oh, he turned out so cute. What's going on? Have I missed anything? I've been over here fighting with the snowman. What wreath were we trying to sell? Okay. Okay. Alright, so we got one in the front. We need one right back here. Okay. There we go. Alright. That's it. We got him all done. Wait, where's his front? There's his front. Haha. Awesome. See, isn't that cute? So how many times have y'all tried this with a rail? Oh, we've got a whole nother one. Let's put it in. I missed this one. I like lots of tails in it. Oh, the swag, that's right. Yay! Oh, I love that. I'm so glad that it's sold. And that you get to sell it again. That's even better. Holy cow, what a mess. Yeah, he's a little crooked because my little rails aren't really straight right now, but not important. Because they're not going to be perfect until you get them on a tree. Anyways. Okay, so let's see. Where do we need tails? Oh, right here. This is where we need the tails. Alright. There we go. Ha-ha! It's done! It's done! Yay! Okay, so we have lots of tails. Lots of bow. Our cute little snowman. All our little picks. There. Awesome! There we go! I'm excited. Haha! Awesome! We did it. That was an experience, wasn't it, y'all? Johnny, thank you for this little set. You see how handy that came? Alright. Alright, so did y'all have any questions or anything? I'm looking over here because it's where I can see the comments. So if I'm looking weird, it's because the comments are over here. Thank you. I think you should put in a ticket, Brenda. That's really weird. I've never heard them do anything like that. Unless there's no activity. Okay, so for the tree, this is how you do it. So this is on a rail. Can you see down here? And so what you do is you tie the rail on with the pieces from the tree, and you tie this onto the tree as well. Alright, so it has this base. See this little base? And so this sits on the top of a tree like that. And then you tie it down with the actual pieces from the tree, the little greenery pieces. That's why this is an easy design. See, and then you have all your tails, and you just take those and you almost make like another loop on the tree with them. So you just take them like this and you fluff them up like this. So this is just a little florist trick for the bow topper. Because a lot of people just make the bow and put like zip ties or something with it. But if you do it this way, it will sit on the bow easier, on the tree easier. And then it's easier for your customer to get it in. Or yourself. See, it'll stand all by itself. So if you made your topper right, it should stand all by itself. Does that help? No, it's not top heavy because, first of all, this isn't really that heavy. It's all styrofoam. But the rail is metal, so you can tie the metal pieces in and it helps hold all of that weight. But it's really not heavy. It's really pretty light. So, we have to look, Brenda. I have to go look and see if I see your page. Wow, it looks like your page is gone. Yeah, I mean, it'll sit pretty well on just about any size tree, but a little one like that, it would be too top heavy for. You would want at least like a 6-foot tree. This one's like a 3-foot tree, so it wouldn't work very well on that. Brenda, you need to put in a ticket right away and see what in the world is going on, because they definitely closed your page. I mean, they didn't send you any messages or anything, did they? Thank you. Oh, I'm so jealous. Yeah, I don't know. I have never heard of them just unpublishing a page before. We need to get a ticket in right away and see what's going on. Because usually the only time they unpublish a page is when it's not active. So, that really makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, Rachel, are you having fun? I'm jealous. I haven't been to New York in many years. Many years. So. Awesome. So if you go to the question mark up at the top, it says quick help, and then there's one that says how we can help, and then report a problem. I would try report a problem at the bottom and see if you can get a response, because they made a mistake. They unpublished a page. It's very weird. Do you still have access to your group, Brenda? I haven't been there in years. Years! It's been years. I hope you have fun. Okay. Alright, y'all. Well, I am going to go relax for a little bit. I'm tired. It's been a busy day. This was fun, though. Even though I did knock the head on the floor and knocked it off. I know, you should go see Katie. Okay, good. You can get into your group. That's good. Yeah, I wonder if they did close the wrong page, because it sounds to me like that's what they did. Because your page is active. So, there should be no reason. Alright, well, y'all have a good night, and I will see y'all tomorrow for Bow Sunday. Not sure what we're doing yet, but I will come up with something. Alright, y'all have a great night. Bye, y'all.